Welcome to the Hunter's Quest podcast. This is your host, Hunter McWaters. It's great to be with you guys. If you are new, thanks for listening and welcome. And if you're not new, appreciate your support and welcome back. So this week I have a great conversation with a fellow entrepreneur, Austin Bernskoetter. I met Austin at the Western Hunt Expo. Many of you guys may have heard of his company. It's called Grakksaw. They make game bags, they make boot dryers, and a couple other products that he's working on. He just released some skull hangers. Actually, if you look back here, you can see my mule deer buck. It's on one of his skull hangers. But a really smart, innovative guy who's coming out with some great products in the outdoor space. Like I said, he's an entrepreneur, and we get into a lot of stuff. We talk about kind of the balance that is difficult to strike for entrepreneurs and folks that are self-employed, and just kind of the difficulty of juggling it all and being a parent and a husband and a father and all that stuff. So it's a great conversation that I think applies to a lot of folks. Also we talk about kind of the creative process that goes into not only what I do, but how it relates to what he does, which is kind of developing new products and bringing them to market. So I was actually really surprised in this conversation how similar the creative process is between kind of what I'm doing and what he is doing as an inventor and a person bringing products to market. I know that's something that's interesting to a lot of folks in terms of getting a side hustle off the ground or starting an outdoor industry business. This is a great podcast for you if you're into entrepreneurship or you're thinking about bringing a product to market, or content creation. We get into a lot of that stuff, and Austin's just also just a really cool guy. We had a great time when we met in Salt Lake, and towards the end, I asked him kind of a funny off-the-wall question that got the conversation going in a interesting direction. So stick around to the end for that. But yeah, enjoy this episode with Austin. And also, I want to give a couple shout outs here to some folks who left me written reviews on Apple Podcast. So we got Marco Vasquez, a Brown Cow 44, and Jay Coons. So if you guys are listening and you hear this, I appreciate the reviews, and drop me a line on Instagram and I'll get some swag in the mail to you. If you want to have a shout out on the show and you want to get me to send you some stuff in the mail, go ahead and do that as well. Leave me a review, a 5-star rating, and a written review on Apple Podcasts, and I will give you a shout out and send you something in the mail. So appreciate you guys' support. As always, please share this with your friends and family. Go please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and be on the lookout for my new series launching the last week in June on Sportsman Channel. Right now, I think one of the main air times will be Saturday at noon. So be on the lookout for that. I'm putting a ton of work into it. It's the most difficult, most complex thing I've ever done in my life by far. I'm doing it by myself. And so I really would appreciate y'all's support. If you're a watcher of Sportsman Channel, or even if you're not, go seek it out and let me know what you think. I'm really looking forward to launching that soon for you guys. So thank you for your continued support, and enjoy this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Man, your camera looks awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's a real camera connected to my computer.
Yeah, I'm like, man, my little Logitech looks like garbage, I'm sure, compared to what you got.
That's okay. I mean, your background setup looks better than a lot of people, so you're good, man. At least it's not like up your nose and like sitting in front of a window like I've seen some people do.
Yeah.
But dude, you look like Chris Pratt.
That's funny. That's weird you say that. My sister actually says that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, funny, oh, you remind me of Chris Pratt, but I don't see the resemblance at all.
Yeah.
If I didn't half before his looks and half his humor, dude, I'd be doing well.
Yeah. I didn't see it before, but looking at you now, I was like, looks like Chris Pratt. So So yeah, guys, I'm here with my guest, Austin Bernskoetter. Is that how you say it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Austin Bernskoetter. And Austin is the founder and like main man behind Grakksaw, right?
I mean, you could say main man, only man.
Yeah, I know the feeling, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of times people are like when they're talking to me, they're like say stuff like, "Do you guys want to try this?" I'm like, "There's no you guys, it's me."
No, but yeah, like when I email someone, I'll be like, yeah, or yeah, the people email me and say like, "What's your team doing?" or something like that. I'm like, well, I mean, it's my wife and I,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yep, know the feeling, man. But it's fun. It's part of the entrepreneurial life. It's a double-edged sword. It can be lonely and it can be stressful, but it comes with a lot of other good things like freedom and doing what you want to do, right?
yeah, 100%, man.
So are you? I know you have. So Grakksaw, if you guys don't know, I got right here. I have his old ones, but he just sent me some new of these boot dryers. You guys might have heard Brian Call talk about these things. I used them before, and they're really good, and so I'm assuming these are better. I want to talk about those a little later, but yeah. And then what else do you do? Like, I know you probably got a lot of irons in the fire. What's your life like? What do you do?
Well, I got a wife and two kids.
Uh-huh.
Third one on the way in August.
Did we talk about this? My third one's on the way too. Sorry to
Oh
interrupt.
no.
Yeah, in July.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's when the real work starts, right?
Oh my gosh, for real, man. So anyway,
Hey, but
started.
my mom. So yeah, so my mom is, or I'm from a family of 8 kids and two parents. So my mom said once you do three, it's the same. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the same as the third as far as difficulty because the younger ones are old enough. They just start helping you with
Yeah.
with the newer ones. So just make it past that third one. You're good.
Hopefully that'll be it. I'm hoping, but so anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
So I'm a mechanical engineer. That's my degree.
Okay.
I do work for my brother, contract work for my brother Rustin, who owns like an automotive wiring company. So I do that. I sell fireworks. I've started a fireworks company when I was 18.
I remember we talked about that.
Yeah. And then I started Grakksaw. I think I registered it like in 2016. So, but I really got really going with Grakksaw maybe like 2019. So those are the three kind of jobs I do.
Okay. Really quick, are you like bumping your hand on the table? I can hear it in the mic really loud.
Okay. Sorry.
Cool.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're good.
was.
No worries. Cool, man. So, okay, you said you started Grakksaw when? Sorry, I lost you for a second.
I started Grakksaw in the LLC in like 2016, but I really didn't come out with much or sell till like 2019.
Yeah. Okay. And if you guys don't know, maybe you should go check out on YouTube, just so you know what I'm talking about. But if you're watching, you can see got these things right here. I guess you invented this, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I assume so.
I mean, that's a whole other thing we could talk about is just taking something from concept to product. That's such a tough thing to do. But anyway, I can already tell just by looking at them, they're like much more sturdy and like seem like they could withstand way more like abuse than the other ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, you basically just drop these guys in the top of your boots, and it's got a USB thing. You plug it into like a little battery bank or whatnot, and dries your boots out, which can be a lifesaver on certain trips, huh?
Yeah. So the first version I made, it was actually for Brian Call because he always talks about his wet, sweaty hobbit feet.
Wait,
And
you
so
actually made them for him?
pretty much, yeah. Like
I didn't know that.
well, I'd had multiple people. I had the idea, and I heard people would talk about it, like, hey, you need to make something that dries your boots out, and whether it be like a chemical mix or whatever. There's all kinds of ideas, but so I kind of had an idea in my head, but then Brian brought it up on a podcast, and I contacted him or Brent or both and said, I'll get you something within a week. And so
what did he say? Like, we need some kind of something that'll dry out boots or something like that?
Yeah, they're like, we need something to dry our boots out at night. And,
okay.
So I was like, well, I could get some low wattage fans that would fit inside a boot and make a little mold to sit in the tongue of the boot. and you just plug it into a battery pack. So I knew right then it would work. I just didn't know how well, whether it would really work or just,
Right.
sort of work. So I 3D printed the first ones and sent Brian, like had a little custom gritty thing on it and stuff.
Oh,
And
cool.
they worked. So
Okay.
from there, I went from printing them to now like the ones you're holding now. These are injection molded.
Okay.
So they're done at an industrial scale, and they are tough as heck, dude. I'm doing a video on it now, but I took them out the other day. I got a Toyota Tundra Crew Max, so it's like the double cab. I drove it over and spun out on the back ones, and it didn't even do anything to them. So.
Nice. Yeah, I can tell they're definitely way like tougher. But then you guys also do like game bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard Brian talk about those. And what else do you guys make?
Yeah, did I get you a set at the show?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Okay, good. Yeah, so we got the boneless game bags. We're coming out with a meat tarp, which some people want. So we're coming out with that. We've had some bone-in bags. We've never actually sold them. We've just given them to people. So we're going to start selling bone-in bags. But right now we got the boneless, the boot dryers, and elk and deer mounts that are both. The elk and deer I think are both unique as well.
That's these, right?
Yes, sir. That's the
skull
that's
hangers.
the deer. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And I need to, like, I was gonna actually try to throw them up before the podcast, but I just didn't have time because you can see I'm running low on space for my euros. So, yeah, man, looking forward to trying that out too. So thanks for sending me that stuff, dude.
Yeah, no problem,
And if you guys, I don't know if you're listening, but like I definitely did not get Austin on the podcast just because he sent me like some stuff to try out. We met at the expo and we really hit it off, and I thought Austin was an awesome dude, and I just wanted to like talk to him again. And I was trying to get him to do. I asked you a bunch of times to do it. You're like, oh, let's do it in person, but it just didn't work out. So I kept pressuring you, and so you came on today.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard of pressure, but no, I did. I had these lofty ideals, like, man, I want to go to his house or wherever he wants. I want to meet, and I want to do it in person, just because I like being face to face with people. I'm the kind of person that I'd much rather call someone on the phone about something important than texting all the time.
Sure.
Some things it doesn't matter. Like, hey, will this work? A text is fine, but like if you really want to get into it with someone, a conversation, works.
Absolutely.
But this right here, it's not real life, but it's really good.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if you lived anywhere within a couple hours, it would be, but you're living in, is it Missouri?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what, 14 hours from me or something?
Yeah, it's a ways. I think it was like, almost 14.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just about as far east as you can go pretty much. So,
man, you're living in the wrong place, man. When are you going to uproot the family and get out of there?
oh man, that's a long conversation there.
You've thought about it, huh?
Oh yeah. My wife just basically doesn't want, we have family here, and her family, they're very close, and her brother lives here, and so it's not in the cards right now. Maybe, down the line could be, and I think that would make life so much easier for the stuff I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I'm just going to work with it, and just accept the airline life for a while.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's irreplaceable though. Like that's the main reason my wife and I didn't move. Right when we got married, we wanted to move to Idaho, and we just we made the old fashioned pros and cons list, and the one con we couldn't overcome was leaving our families, because our families are so good to us and we have great families.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like there's been 100 times I've been working on fireworks or this business or whatever, and my family can help out. Whereas like, if I didn't have that support system, I'd probably just be doing a regular 9 to 5. I mean, it would be so hard for me to get stuff done when I need to.
Yeah, man.
So,
and that brings up another good topic, which is just that I've been thinking a lot about lately, just because, so if you guys listening don't know, I'm in the midst of like the last kind of final stages of producing the first season of this TV show I'm trying to launch. So it's like a business. It's the same as a business. And so I just see myself as an entrepreneur doing this type of business. But as an entrepreneur and someone who works from home, it can be really hard to, I'm not complaining because I love what I do and it's a blessing, but it can be hard to find that family balance. I probably, that. I feel like the Lord convicted me the other day. Like I was being a little too obsessed with working, and I need to like try to find more balance. So I don't know. What do you think about that? How do you manage that?
and I don't know though, like I have 3 older brothers and 2 of them are self-employed. and I feel like they do a way better job at it than me.
Yeah.
But kind of how I do it, it's bad, but it's like I obsess for maybe 2 weeks to a month on some project and just
Yeah.
hammer it out. And
Yeah.
then I try and slow down a little bit, spend more time with the family, and then ramp back up, and then just it's probably unhealthy. It's like binge drinking, you
Eh,
know. But
it's
man, because I'm so bad at it takes me so long. I'm sure it's even harder for you because like you're doing more of a creative artistic thing.
I
Whereas
mean, inventing stuff is, I would say, just as much of a creative thing as, I mean, a different type, but it's still creative.
yeah, and so or at least that's how I work. It takes me a long time to get in the right to get the right space. Like whatever I'm working on, like a new game bag, like, okay, yeah, it's this material. I'm going to make it this size. I'm going to get this from there. I'm going to do this. There's a million little things. And if you don't sit down and devote 4 hours or something to it, you're just not really going to make any progress. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a long time to do anything well. You can't
Yes.
just sit down and bang something out and it's going to be good. It almost never is.
Yeah.
So,
And when you're working for yourself, it's on you. Like, it's not like you just punch your time clock and like, okay, I did my day. It's like you, you know, not only is it on you to succeed or fail, but also like your name is on this. Like you're everything. This is you. It's like you want to
yeah.
make it good.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
hard.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's a pretty good strategy actually, because I think people that have that entrepreneurial thing are very much like laser focused and kind of obsessed, and then you kind of it's like it comes in waves. So I think you might actually be managing it well by just like, because I'm the same way. Like I can't really like pick at a project. I have to like go in and like just be obsessed and finish it, and then maybe like you said, maybe wait a little bit or kind of back off until you pick up that next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like designing just those basic deer hangers, man. Like I had so many revisions and stuff, and I would sit there and I'd do like 20 designs in a day. You know, they didn't always, there were all kinds of different shapes and features and all kinds of different stuff. And I would just work for 10 hours on it because
Yeah.
that's the only way you can keep everything straight in your brain. And at least that's how my brain works.
How do you turn off at night? I have trouble with that.
Man, if I don't, exercise helps for sure
So like you
because
work out after you're done working?
uh well, not necessarily, but just exercise at some point during the day,
Yeah.
just having, I think that's a big thing. Like I've been going back to jujitsu lately, and
Nice.
that's a good thing. Or just any sort of physical activity, taking
But
a walk after dinner, riding your bike, something.
yeah. But do you find it hard to like after you're done working to like put the project down and then go be dad and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm mentally checked out sometimes. A lot of times, and I have to catch myself. Yeah. I mean, that's the
Me
only way to
too.
say it. It's like mentally checked out. You're
Yep.
present physically, but mentally you're daydreaming off about problems you need to fix.
Wow. Yeah, dude. That's just
Dude, I don't have the answer. I
you're
think it's a
you're telling
I
my story, bro.
I think it's a common thing. I think that's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Are all people like no, not all people are like that, are they? We're just weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, man.
I
It's hard for me. Like I just quit editing like an hour early today because I knew we were doing this podcast tonight, which is usually like family time after dinner. So, I stopped at 4 instead of 5 and took my kids to the playground. And that was pretty good, but I still had a couple times I had to catch myself like thinking, like trying to plan stuff, and you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
It's tough.
No, that it's extremely tough, man. If you find out better solutions to cope with this, you can tell me, man.
Okay, I will. I will. So, all right. So, did you grow up in Missouri?
Yes, sir. I grew up 10 minutes or about 10 minutes from here, from where I live
Okay.
now.
But you are a big hunter and also a Western hunter. How did you what's your hunting kind of history like?
So growing up, we hunted whitetails,
Hmm.
turkeys. I used to go prairie dog hunting all the time, but that was the extent of my Western hunting. But just whitetails, that's like everybody does that here.
Oh
Opening
yeah.
day in Missouri is crazy. It's a pumpkin patch times 10.
Yeah, Missouri's like
Um,
famous for whitetail.
yeah, man,
The
there's some
Drury
very,
brothers.
yep, no, north of I-70. That's like I-70, runs all the way from eastern US to, or maybe does it run east? Yeah, it runs from somewhere. I don't know if it maybe starts in Illinois or maybe it starts further over, but it
Uh,
runs all the way to California and it runs through Denver, all that. But you you get above that in Missouri, and that's like considered some of the best deer hunting. That's like the Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, all that
Nice.
area. But yeah, so deer hunted, and then through college I kind of slowed down because I went to Illinois, Southern Illinois, and I mean I still would doe hunt and hunt sporadically, but wasn't, I was getting my degree and playing sports and stuff. And I just didn't really put an emphasis
Yeah.
on it. I try to never say you don't have time to do something, because you always do. It's just what you prioritize,
Of course. Yeah.
but I didn't make time to hunt, and I didn't enjoy it that much. And then uh I was married maybe 2 years, and a buddy of mine said, "Hey, he lived in Colorado Springs. He was an engineer out there, and said, 'Hey, you want to come elk hunting out here?'"
Oh, nice.
I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." So we started, taking the JanSport backpacks and 50-pound sleeping bags and all this crap we had, and cotton clothes and everything, and getting it all together. And yeah, we just went on our first hunt. And that's actually how I got the idea to make my game bags, because I was using pillowcases that first trip.
Okay.
And was like, we didn't kill anything. We got really close to some elk, and heard elk bugle, and I made a stalk on an elk, got to like 40 yards of a big 6-point bull.
Wow.
And I blew it. But yeah, so I decided then, like, I'm doing this every year for the rest of my life. It just was awesome. Just the storms rolling in, getting wet, cold, and then the sun coming out, and you get dry, and you're just, oh, this is heaven.
Yeah.
And then you see elk, and there's nothing like bull elk bugling, man. They're so awesome.
It's crazy. It's like prehistoric or something. Yeah. Like some like deep buried pocket of your brain, like from thousands of years ago, like lights up. That is just, I've never experienced except for that first time I saw, not to like overstate it, but it was something different. Like when I saw my first elk bugle, like inside of 50 yards.
It's truly majestic, man. They're such an awesome animal.
It is, man. So that's crazy. So you did that first hunt and you were hooked. I was the same way, man. Same thing. We didn't kill anything on my first hunt, like, backcountry, like, backpack style hunt. But it's a whole different level of experience than whitetail, isn't it? Not to downplay whitetail, but it's a whole different level of experience, isn't it?
Yeah, man. And yeah, people, I say that too. It's like, whitetail hunting, there's really skilled whitetail hunters. Like, it takes a skill, and usually like a really good whitetail hunter, he's a good hunter in general, and he'd be able to kill elk too.
For sure.
It's just everything that goes up to that point of killing the animal is different, and that's why I like the elk hunting. The terrain's different, the strategy's different, the glassing. Like, you don't glass here. You bring your binos just to look at the edge of a field. Like, we're like maybe glimpse a tine through 40 yards of timber. Like, you're not gonna.
It's like something to do when you're bored.
Exactly. You're not really gonna stalk anything here.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys can, but it's not common. But it's just the whole Western appeal is just, it's beautiful, man. I love it.
The wide open spaces, the kind of being active and on foot, the sometimes need or desire to camp, and when you're living out there, it's a whole different thing. And
being scared, man.
Yeah, being challenged physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Being scared, like not being sure of where to go or what to do, and the anxiety that comes with being in a backcountry place 7 miles in, and you've been in there 3 days and you can't find elk. Like, it tests you. Like, you want to quit, you want to do all kinds of stuff, but if you can stomach it and stick it out, it's almost always worth it.
Yeah, man. It's like, you never want those tough, like, things that suck in the moment, but it's just it's like part of it. It just makes it better. I don't know. It's weird. Like, it sucks in the moment, but you look back and it's like, that was awesome.
Yeah, I ran into this year. So I've been on a big whitetail buck drought for, like 4 years now. I could have killed some good bucks, but I've always, I'm gonna wait, or I knew about bigger ones on game camera or whatever.
Right.
And it bites me in the butt every year. But like this year, I really thought I spent I probably spent at least 10 full days whitetail hunting.
Uh-huh.
So sitting for 10 full days. Didn't
like
kill
from like,
no, not all day sits, but like,
the equivalent.
Yeah, 5 a.m. till 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
going back, eating lunch, doing something, and then going back out and hunt at 2 o'clock, like 1 o'clock, whatever. Right. So I mean, your day is over.
Yeah.
So doing that for maybe 10 full days, and I thought I had nothing to show for it. And I'm like, I would have much rather went on a Western hunt for 10 straight days and got nothing than doing what I just did sitting there. It was horrible, man. So
Dude.
I'm still going to whitetail hunt. I like it. I love whitetail deer, but man, the time investment is so much more rewarding out West for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I will say there's nothing, I haven't experienced anything quite like the adrenaline rush of when you're sitting there completely bored out of your skull and you like look down and there's a huge buck standing like 40 yards from you. That is a crazy adrenaline rush, I will say. But as far as like you just said, you said it very well. Like as a whole experience, as a time period, like I would so much rather go out and be hiking and exploring around the mountains than sitting in one or two, maybe three different trees for 10 days straight.
Yeah, but on the other side of that, the only thing that, or the thing that still makes me the most nervous hunting. I mean, I've never had a 7x7 or a 7x8 bugling like 5 yards. So I can't say that for sure. But a big whitetail buck, when you have your bow and it's close, oh man, I mean, my legs typewriting, you know.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like, there's nothing like that adrenaline rush.
It's so nerve wracking, man. When you watch them come in, it's terrible. I can barely stand. I mean, I actually don't stand anymore when I shoot. I shoot. I shoot sitting.
Yeah. No, man, those deer, they get you going when they come in close like that. So I'm not discounting whitetail hunting. And you said it's a different skill, and there's a lot of guys who are extremely skilled and way better whitetail hunters than I am. But I don't know. I like the exploration. I like the physical, mental challenge, everything, man. It's just and I like just being out there, you know, camping and stuff. Yeah. It scratches an itch.
It definitely does, man.
Yeah. So you got any cool hunts lined up for this year?
Oh man, it's a sore subject, man. It's like asking you about your move. Yeah. Well, my Wyoming plans, I don't know what the draw odds are going to be this year, but my cousin forgot to put in for the special draw, which we would have drawn. Like he had 6 points, I think, and I had 3. Ooh. So we would have drawn. But he forgot. I reminded him 3 times. I hope he listens to this. I'm going to send it to him. I reminded him 3 times the deadline day and then texted him the next morning at like 6 a.m. and he said, I forgot. I'm like,
oh my God.
That was my plan, dude. I was going to I'm going to kill a bull there this year. Arizona, no draw. Colorado, don't know. I'm probably just going to, Idaho still too. I entered that crap show, you know, their online disaster.
Did you get
didn't get anything there. So I'll do the Idaho controlled hunt and the Colorado leftover list and see what I can get from that. Maybe the Montana leftover list. I'll try all those 3.
Okay.
So no, nothing extraordinary.
So you're waiting for some draws, basically.
Yeah, waiting for leftover stuff, see what I can get.
And so you're an elk guy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I like deer too, but I think elk, if I had to pick one animal in North America or in the world, I'd pick elk.
So if you're doing a Western hunt, there's no debate, mule deer, elk. It's like you're going elk pretty much.
Yeah. If I had one choice, it's the elk every time. Man, elk are just awesome, man. Even like how they smell. Like, you know, I don't think they smell musty. I'm serious, man. They smell good, I think.
Well, that's my goal this year, man, is to kill my first elk. I haven't killed one yet.
Oh, dude. You don't want to, man. You're never going to go back. You're never going to go back to those
I don't know, man.
things. Those stupid little things up there on that cabinet. You're not going to do it.
I'm kind of a deer guy, but it's hard. I can't really fairly say that because I've never killed an elk yet. So, but I still really like mule deer a lot. But yeah, that was okay. So that was my goal this year, and I drew a general Wyoming tag. And I just found out I drew like an amazing New Mexico tag.
You drew Wyoming. What Wyoming General? What?
Montana General.
Okay, yeah. I was like, how'd you draw Wyoming already? Okay, yeah.
So it's like
so
feast or famine.
you got the combo Montana tag?
No, just elk.
Okay.
And I drew a sick New Mexico elk tag.
Yeah, you told me that.
Which is like so dumb. Like it's amazing, but I had like I think less than 2% chance of drawing it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the first like tag.
It's because he's an industry insider. It's the same it's the same way he got me on the show, dude. He's greasing palms out here.
That is not true at all. In fact, I would not be surprised if New Mexico didn't want me because of some of the stuff that happened anyway, but no. people probably know what I'm talking about, but I filmed for somebody out in New Mexico a few years ago, and we had a crazy kind of bad experience. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, man.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, and you said those dates are October, like second week of October, right?
Yeah, it's like middle of October.
Oh man, they're gonna be
Oh, I
going
forgot I
crazy.
told you about that already.
Yeah, they're
My
gonna.
bad.
I mean, I've hunted elk a few times in mid October, and I think they bugle better in mid October than they do any other time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because where I was going had less pressure at that time of year, but I mean, they were bugling their heads off, man. Like
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
And supposedly this unit has just a really high density of elk. So, just like anything, like, being my first elk, yeah, I'd love a good one, but I'm not like going to be like super picky either. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. This one, this tag is like pretty good, so I might be a little picky. I don't
Just
know.
hold out for a six. Try and hold out for a 6 point, right?
We'll see. We'll see what's like.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go there like 2 or 3 days early and just scout.
And yeah, and just see what you see. See what's
Exactly.
realistic.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then we'll adjust. Like what I'm trying to say is, I'd be fine with like a raghorn, but because of this unit, like there's a chance I could get like a nice elk, and I mean I would like that. Why not?
Yeah. No, man. Yeah, any elk is a trophy. Oh, any deer is a trophy. You know, people always say that, but man, any elk really is a trophy. No, you're getting a pile of meat, and your rack on a small bull is still big.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
you're getting an awesome trophy.
Yeah. Even a small elk, air quotes, is, if you're a deer hunter, is big.
Yeah.
um,
No, dude, that's awesome, man. So then, you're gonna do both then, correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure out how to do it logistically. Good problems to have. Again, not complaining, but just trying to figure out if I can make it work in September in Montana, and then go back in October. Should be able to. I'm just trying to figure out the details, basically. But yeah,
Because that general tag is good for archery and rifle, isn't it?
it is, which is
Yeah,
nice.
dude, that's a huge thing, man. That's great.
Right. But I'll kind of be doing other stuff during the rifle season. So I kind of like have to do it in September. So that's what I'm looking at.
We'll get it done, man.
I'm going to try. We'll see, man. There's a lot to, I already have a lot on my plate. Now I have to add on to there, like, learn to be an elk hunter.
Dude, I wish it was that easy, man. I wish I could write that down and learn it. Holy cow.
No, I'm being facetious. Obviously, it's not that easy, but I got to try. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I got to, my first ever one of these, a diaphragm, if you're looking on the YouTube.
Yeah.
I literally just got this in the mail today. First time I ever put a diaphragm in my mouth. And hey, I made some noises. They didn't sound much like elk yet, but I made some noises.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's the thing, is that got a tag. You're talking about you just might bring a cameraman, right? You're not gonna take
of
like
course.
you're not gonna take like a professional caller with you. You gotta have some friend out there that's like an insane
Well,
turkey caller or something. Take
yeah,
him.
I'm trying to figure out somebody who would be a good partner for sure. I put feelers out with a couple people. It's hard because a lot of people have their own plans that time of year. And I don't have any like just regular like friends from Virginia who like know a lot about elk hunting. So I'm trying to figure out, a partner, but I don't have one as of yet. Maybe, maybe you.
Yeah, except I'm not the best caller. I can call, but I'm not that great.
Okay.
But I do love elk hunting. When you told me that, I almost offered right then. You texted me that, and I almost offered to be like, "Hey, I'll be your cameraman or whatever you need." But being selfish, wanting to elk hunt, I was like, oh, "We'll just see what happens with Colorado and all these other states."
No, definitely. See what
That's
happens.
the problem. I'm selfish elk hunter, man.
Dude, that's hey. You got to have that time out there for you, man. So, let me know how you do in the draws. If you're not doing anything, maybe we can talk about it.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I could
cool.
be at least your camp cook, and
I mean,
your pack
even if you like have elk called like 3 times in your life, you're gonna be better than me. So
yeah, I could throw something out. Do some.
I bet you're better than you're letting on.
Nah, I'm not that good.
Wait, throw that diaphragm in. Let me hear something. Put you on the spot. Okay. All right.
I'm not bugling for you right now, dude.
No, that's
One,
fine.
I don't
Okay.
have a tube. Huh?
Okay. While you're doing it, Just go ahead and like give me some pointers here, man. We both got our diaphragms. Why
Oh,
not?
dude, I'm not an elk call. I don't know. I mean,
I don't even want to embarrass myself here and try it, but
you
I
just
might.
you don't want to feel a bunch of air going
Are you,
around the
you're
call.
sucking
You want
in, right?
well,
You sucking in or blowing out?
you're blowing out, but you don't want air going around the call. You want it transferring over that latex. Like, so you
Dude,
don't
I'm
want
an idiot.
leaks.
I was putting it in the wrong way.
Yeah, that would hurt.
I'm
Yeah,
an
you want
idiot.
the hard.
Hold
You
it
want
up.
that. Let me see. You want the hard metal on mine, like you want that at the roof of your mouth. You want the latex on bottom. That's what you keep your pressure on.
Oh no, I did it. Okay, I had it in right.
This no, I mean, maybe it's mirrored for me. I can't tell. Your latex and your dome are to the front of your mouth. You're gonna have it the wrong way, at
Like
least unless it's
this.
mirrored. Yeah,
Okay, I was doing it wrong.
yeah. And so you'll. This is really good radio, I'm sure. Yeah, and you have to play with a few. Like, yeah, I don't know. Did you just get one size?
I got like 3 of them.
Yeah, and you'll find one after you, dude. It might be Rocky
This is
Mountain Elk Calls,
embarrassing.
like Corey Jacobson's dad, I think is who does it, but he has like a 10-minute thing on YouTube. Maybe it's him.
Yeah.
Rocky Jacobson, and it goes through all the basics, and it makes it really easy to learn how to use it.
Yeah, I needed to watch that because I literally just got this in the mail like an hour ago and like this is the first time I've touched it. So I haven't looked up any videos, nothing. So yeah, but hey man, we're being real here.
Hey, and the thing is, man, you might not have to call. Like,
Yeah.
The closest I've ever got to bulls were not calling. So
Yeah, I probably, unless I have a really good, I think we'll, send out some like location bugles and stuff like that.
yeah.
I'm assuming.
But dude, where you're at, I'm telling you, man, where you're at, you might. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
bring it all, but you might have to even do that. They might just be going ape. Like if you're hiking a ridge at 5 a.m. in the dark, they might just be going absolutely crazy everywhere.
You never know. You never know. I've heard good things about the unit. So yeah. At first I was like, oh, I need like, an expert, elk hunter to come with me. I talked to some guys who've hunted this unit and they're basically like, anywhere you think there probably would be elk, there is.
And you're bringing your rifle?
No, it's a muzzleloader.
Oh yeah. Are you doing like a some new whiz bang awesome muzzleloader where you can shoot to like 3?
No, because New Mexico just went this year to open sights only,
Well,
which
you
is
can
cool.
still, but what are the, do you know, like I mean, there's a million restrictions there could be like,
No, it's you can. I read it the other day. You can use inline muzzleloaders, everything basically except for no optic. So you can use the modern primers, modern propellants, all that stuff. Just no optic.
well, I don't know what kind of sights they make, but I'm sure there's some kind of adjustable muzzleloading sight, just like some kind of.
They make some like peep sights but I still think you're going to be pretty limited to about 100, 125 yards, but that'll make it a cool hunt.
Yeah, that'll be awesome, man.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. But, yeah. Are you working on any current, inventions or products or anything that you want to like give us the sneak on? I see the smile on your face.
Yeah, I know. So I'm getting these hangers out. Okay. Damn it. I'm getting these hangers out.
The skull
Which
hangers.
I think are pretty cool. I think the elk ones, I think the deers are very unique, but I think the elk's even much more unique.
Okay, what's unique about it?
Okay, so
gotta ask.
we'll start with the deer one. So actually, I have one of my deer skulls right here. So I bought a ton of mounts off Etsy and all over the place trying to find a deer mount I liked, and I just never found one. They were the cheapest, thinnest crappy paint. Like you'd put a screw through them and you could almost blow the screw with an impact through the plate. So how these work, I decided I wanted to make something. Well, go back a little bit. Another big reason I hated them, besides they were so cheap and flimsy, the main prong on them would bend and the racks would rotate. Like I have a few bucks with busted off sides or like heavy on one side, not on the other. And they'll just rotate off these simple prong mounts. So I built this one with the 3 prongs and it goes in the skull like that and sits under it like that.
Ooh, I gotta
so
try
the head
it.
can't rotate anyway. It's totally locked.
Gotta try it. Let me get this big boy. All right. Okay, it goes in the wall like that, and then that goes.
Yeah. And depending on the back of the skull, you bend those ones under it.
Okay. Yeah, I might need to do some. Oh, there we go.
And it's that easy, dude. It won't rotate. It's done. Like it's
Yeah,
locked
that's
in.
super solid.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
And
I need to hang this guy.
that's a beautiful buck.
Yeah, I got this one this year, dude.
That's beautiful. Did you shine up his horns?
No,
His
I didn't
antlers?
touch him. No.
They look so nice and lustrous.
I know, dude. He was such a cool. He's like you see, he's only a 2-pointer, but I measured him the other day. He's 130 inches at 2-point.
Dang, dude.
Yeah,
That's
he's
gigantic.
130 inches wide. Every other buck we saw on this hunt, which is going to be on an episode coming on the show soon. Every other buck we saw was like, yeah, pushing around a couple, 2 or 3 does, and there were some 4 points, but they didn't have like the mass and width this guy has. And when we saw this guy, he was just chilling. He had like 7 does with him.
That's a mature buck, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's got a big old Roman nose, and he was a cool buck, man. This is my first mature mule deer.
Heck yeah, man! Congrats. Yeah, it's a sweet buck.
Anyway, sorry to talk about myself, but
no, dude.
Yeah, that hanger is super solid. I like it. I'm gonna as soon as we get off the phone, probably I'm gonna like hang a couple of these skulls back here.
How many? Did I just send you 3?
Yeah, that's fine though.
Oh no, I'll send you some more, man. So you can.
That's fine. But yeah,
I'm trying to get it out there, man.
So talk to me a little bit about. Wait, hold on. Did you have anything new in the works?
Yes, I do, but
you just don't want to talk about it. Okay.
I can't talk about it. You know what it is, but I can't talk about it.
Oh, I do know what it is.
Maybe I don't know.
Okay, maybe you can tell me off air or something for fun.
Anyway, I should get you to an NDA or something. Though you can't talk about it.
Oh, you can. I'll sign an NDA. I don't care.
Just.
No, I mean I don't care. I know it's kind of standard for this kind of stuff. But anyway, okay. So you want to get these out. So what's it? I mean, even for like a fairly simple product like this, it's not easy getting this from building them in your garage to where you can sell them, right?
No, not at all. Yeah, dude. I mean, I probably went through with those and the elk hangers combined. I probably went through like $2,000 of material, bending, paint. Like, I mean, I went through tons of cost and just time. Like that's a simple product, but you gotta you gotta start from nothing. Like I don't know any steel fabricators, really. I don't know. No one around here wants to do it, so you have to find the people that want to help you do it. Yeah, it's not easy, man. It takes a lot of time and effort.
And probably I'm in the phase of my project where, see if you can relate to this. The fun part for you is probably like drawing these up and designing them and like figuring out how to do it and like building stuff. But then you have like all the little minutia at like the last like 85% of the project that you have to like plug in all the little things to get it just like moving and working right at the end. And that's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I just submitted yesterday my final product insert backer for like that little clamshell you have and getting the right barcode on it and everything. It's just like that stuff's mind numbing.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that stuff.
Yeah. Nothing creative, fun, nothing cool about it. Just like stuff you have to do that sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. There's a lot of that stuff I have to do too. It's not all going out and hunting. Like there's a lot of stupid crap I have to do behind the scenes too.
Yeah. Like, dude, and maybe you don't have to give this away if you don't want, but do you do your own audio leveling or do you send that off or how does that work?
I do. I'm actually in that process right now. So I produce my episodes like 95%. Like they're basically done. On this one, so I could take what I edited and put it on TV, no problem. This one I decided to work with an audio post house to really fine tune it because there's a lot of dynamic. There's lots of wind noise. You got to like zippers rustling on mics, whispering, and then going to loud talk. Like there's a lot of it's a dynamic sound kind of environment, and the network has like certain standards and level. Like YouTube, they don't care. You just upload it. The network has very rigid guidelines. If you don't meet them, then it won't go on TV. So that was the main reason I got some help on that part. But actually, dude, like, it's actually created more work because I listen to what they send me. I'm like, no. And I have to like go through the entire thing and write notes like every minute, like fix this transition, fix that, do it. And so like literally, I don't even know if I'll ever do it again. I don't know if it's even worth it.
Oh man. Well, that makes it brutal, man. But if you do it yourself, it is, done how you want and done right.
You just have to do it yourself if you want to do it right, don't you?
It seems so. Yeah, you do a lot of the time.
Hopefully one day I'll find somebody. Hopefully both of us will find some help one day. But or can afford
you have to be able to pay help though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they don't work for free. Unfortunately,
they don't.
That's why you just gotta have more kids, man.
Yeah.
Like the old days. That's how you ran a farm. You just had 10 kids.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Like if my kids could help me do this stuff. I was actually trying to recruit my little nephew there. I was like, you should learn how to edit and be my intern.
Dude, see, that's the thing. That's the future. Like it's hard for me to find kids that want to help do fireworks and move boxes in the hot all day. But stuff inside editing, I would think like, man, you could find some talented kids nowadays.
And it's not hard to produce, like to post-produce a podcast. So I could like literally give it to my nephew. He could probably do it just fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, rabbit trail. But what were we talking about?
Yeah. The mounts, how hard it is to, just get something going. Finished,
oh, yeah.
Produced.
Exactly, yeah. And then I can't imagine with like a complex product with a patenting and all that stuff too, like your boot dryer.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't patented it yet.
Okay.
For various reasons. But well, one of them is like, say Cabela's, Bass Pro, whatever it is now, they want to make it. I mean, they could change a couple things and make it, and I'm not going to sue them. I mean, I could, but I might have $2 million in lawyer fees. So I better hope I win the case.
And they probably can afford like crazy lawyers.
Oh, anyway, yeah. They could afford unlimited lawyer fees, stuff like that. And then,
but why not patent it? Just because it's too much of a pain in the butt?
Well, I mean, it's going to cost maybe $25,000 to $40,000, and it can still be ripped off.
Oh, they just got to make minor tweaks, and they can still.
Yeah, depending on there's a few criteria they got to meet or break rather. But then like a Chinese, some Chinese company, they're not subject to any of our
they can just start selling them on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. So let's keep that out of the ether. But yeah, I mean they could do that, and then what am I going to do? Like, there's nothing I can do. So I don't know. I mean, I've thought about it, and on my, one of my other products, I've thought about doing it coming out in the future, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, anyway, man, I love what you're doing. I love, I love that you like heard that podcast and was like, yeah, I'll have you something in a week.
Yeah, I mean, well,
have you always liked doing that, like building stuff and tinkering and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I always like doing that stuff, and yeah, usually it's like pipe dreamy type stuff, just like, I got this idea, I think it's going to work, and more than half the time something doesn't work, but occasionally you get a hit,
Yeah.
It's like what is a blind dog finds a bone. You just keep digging, you're going to find a bone eventually.
Yeah.
So that was kind of how that was. And I had access to a lot of good equipment and stuff. Like with my brother's company, we got all kinds of cool stuff. So I can just use whatever I need, all kinds of tools, electrical stuff, 3D printers, everything. So yeah.
Okay. So that's definitely helpful to go in there and be able to like try and prototype stuff and stuff like that, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And my brother knows, I mean, he's a genius. He knows all kinds of stuff about electronics and everything. So
how long do you think it takes from like having an idea to like getting it, selling it on your website, roughly?
To make it be good, man. I mean, probably if you don't include testing, like sending it out to people, because that's what takes, like the feedback and stuff takes the longest period of time. Right. But I mean, I'd say like a year.
Okay. That's not too bad.
I mean, a year for some stuff, if you like certain things more than that,
Yeah.
I've had this one product that I made in 2017 that I've never really told or shown anybody about. It works really well, but you got to find someone who wants to help you make it unless you want to do it yourself, So sometimes it can take, it might take 3 years, 4 years, just depends on how much time you're putting into it and how much time you yourself like want to actually work on it to build it. So.
And it's hard to set for yourself. Like it probably is the same way with the product, I'm imagining. For me, like with a like an episode, for example, it's really hard to be like, okay, this is done. Because you could
Yeah.
always tweak and improve.
Oh, dude, it's a
Is it the
problem,
same way
man.
with the invention?
Yeah, man, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like, yeah, the boot dryers even, I'm like trying to change, like, should I add the American flag on the bottom because it's molded in Wisconsin? And my wife's just like, no, just no. Like,
Just finish
no,
it.
just it's good. Just do it. And so there's always little stuff like that.
That's great. It's so funny how much I haven't thought about before, but how much like what you do is similar to what I do in these little ways. But yeah, it's like you never finish a project; you just run out of time.
Yeah.
But these things look great, man. You did a good job with them.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, did you do research on USB versus USB-C?
I'm coming out with USB-C.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, the place I'm using to make the fans, uh, they're working on a USB-C version that is, I can tell you that. Yeah, I haven't told anybody that. So they're working on a USB-C version that's also IP67, so that's waterproof to 1 meter.
Oh, wow.
So
That's awesome.
eventually there'll be USB-C and waterproof to 1 meter.
That's sweet. Because, yeah, I was just looking at like all my battery banks still have USB, but like it seems to be going that way.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it will be. Because a USB-C is like it's a smart USB.
Mm-hmm.
It can give you higher
Oh, and you
higher
get a little
better
extension
charging
there too.
capability and stuff. Yeah, a little. I just include a little 3-footer with it.
Nice, man. Well, I'm looking forward to using that this year. Um, yeah, man. Man,
No,
it's interesting.
well, I want to. I do want to hijack it. Just this thing.
Hijack.
I'm actually proud of this. Like, I hope it sells. I don't know if it will, but
Wait, what is that? The elk one?
that's my elk one. Yeah,
Okay, that's your
it's
elk
just a
hanger.
yeah. This is just one of the prototypes. I have a box of them, but
Okay, so
it's
you haven't released that one yet.
it's coming out in like May 8th. I think it's going to be officially shipping.
Hey, maybe Lord willing, I can try one soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll send you as many as you need, man.
No, I'll buy them.
So the elk, if you turn it like this, these two things, I got a bad. These sit behind the eye bones, the
Okay.
occipital bones. So they actually index in there.
Okay.
So I've never seen another elk hanger that does
Do you
this,
have an
but
elk skull to show me how it goes in or no?
yeah, I have to go run like
That's
60
okay.
feet to go get it. Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. You can if you want. So
You
that
want me to
actually,
go get it or not?
gosh, screw it. Go get it.
All right.
I hope you guys are watching on YouTube because you can see all the stuff we're talking about. He's about to go get his elk European skull hanger to show me. It's a new invention. Hopefully, I didn't like make him go do a bunch of work to get this thing. I can hear him running. Okay, nice. All right, now where'd you kill that bull at? You gotta give me a brief background on that bull. He's putting his headphones on. All right, you gotta give me a brief background on that bull.
Last year I went out, I got this leftover tag.
Uh-huh.
After I killed a mule deer, I came back home, I got this leftover tag and went out to a spot I've been before. And there was no one up there really, which was awesome. And I hadn't been there since 2019.
Uh-huh.
It had burned since then.
Okay.
And I was a little worried because I was hiking through ash for like a mile.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm like, this isn't, or not ash, but just black, there's nothing regrown. And then I get to where I used to hunt and there was grass everywhere. I'm like, okay, this is looking good. Starting to see an elk sign. And then that night saw like 50 elk. Next day was opening day. And I probably saw, I saw a ton of elk again, and elk were bugling. And this was rifle. This wasn't archery. So I kept making attempts at elk and trying to. I was pretty dead set on getting a 6-point bull at this spot because I don't know. I had some 5-point bulls really close, and I probably could have shot 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
But I saw some bigger bulls, and so just kept trying to be patient. Blew a couple stalks on some, and then like the third morning, I knew where these elk were going to come out. So I just set up the night before. I like dug out this flat spot on this hill
Uh-huh.
and set everything ready. Like, so I knew where my pack was going to lay everything. Went over there in the dark. Sure enough, they came out and just boom.
Oh, wow.
I shot him on the opposite ridge. It was actually the furthest shot I've had on an elk. It was 550.
So you kind of had them patterned, huh?
Yeah.
Nice,
I knew they were going to come out on this other ridge. So
cool.
shot him and packed him out.
What is, he's like a, what, like a 7x2 or something, or 7x4 or something?
No, well, uh, 6 by. He'd been a 6x6 or 6x7, but he busted off this whale tail on the back.
Gotcha. Cool bull, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, show me how it works if you can do it with your headphones still plugged into your ears.
Yeah, I think I can do it. Get this under here. Yeah, sorry, I've never told that story, so it wasn't very good. But I never told it where I have to take out all the details. I didn't want to lead on too much of where I was or any of that. So
yeah, I thought about asking the state, but I was like, I'll just leave it. His headphones.
Sorry, what's that?
I thought about asking you the state, but I was like, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, I left out a lot of crap.
That's okay. That's all right.
So I can't keep them in there, but I'll just talk about it. So those go in just like that.
Nice.
See how it hooks?
Yeah.
Right behind the eye.
That's awesome. I thought you were saying it went in the eye socket. I was like, that's going to look kind of weird, but that's awesome.
That's tough to do. So those hook right behind the eye. It's so tough to do. Then this bottom plate rests on the top of its jaw. So it's locked in. It's hooked there and there. The reason I made this is because I've used mounts before. Again, I bought some off Etsy, Midway USA, wherever. They all have problems. Like the skull hooker one sticks off the wall like a foot, and it's just a thin piece of metal. It's super wobbly.
Yeah.
It's cool because you can rotate the head different angles, but it's so wobbly and janky, man. It's just sketchy. And then there's other ones that you hang up, but their teeth of the elk rest on your drywall or whatever you have. So like if you move them at all, it just rip the paint right off. So
they're sharp.
My wife got pissed at that. So I was like, well, I need something that can fit an elk close to the wall. So it's not hanging off the wall a foot, but also doesn't touch the wall. And you can also, I don't like when the elk are like, just necessarily straight down, like with deer too. Like my hangers are angled up, so it's more you're looking at them more face on.
Yeah.
You know, not top.
Yeah.
And I just like that look more. So
for sure,
this accomplishes all that. So that's what this. I just got this little adjustable plate on there. You just use thumb screws, but you move this plate, this in and out on these through holes.
Oh, cool.
So a small bowl, you have it all the way out. A big bowl, you have it all the way back or completely off.
I was going to ask if it was adjustable for different size bowls.
Yeah, so you'll get the optimal angle. We put it on like a 350 something bowl and it worked. I got a guy putting it on a 398 bowl. I don't know if he hasn't got back to me yet if it's going to work, but I mean, 350, I figure if it goes up to 350, it's going to cover most people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I do kill a nice bull where I'm going to put that joker, but that's
dude, 8-foot ceilings. You got an 8-foot ceiling?
Let's see.
I'm sure it's standard.
Yeah, seems about right. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, that's going to be a tough one. It's going to be it's going to be about 3.5 foot from the ground.
Oh, dang it.
4 foot
that's
from the ground.
Yeah. I think I could just put it right like over there under the deer and just move that deer maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit cool there. But well, that's cool, man. I can tell you put a lot of thought into it. Like a lot of guys would just like, just like sell a piece of metal with a hook on it. You know, that I can tell you really thought about it. And it's a good, like the way it fits in there looks really secure. So looks legit.
Yeah, and there was those through holes on there, which it's an added safety feature. I actually just added. Let's see, they're not all there. It's just going to be one hole on each side, but that allows you to take a small zip tie or a piece of black wire or whatever you want and run it around the bone as well. You don't need to, but like if you want to hang it 10 foot up in your living room or in your storefront or whatever, you can't chance it ever coming off. Even if some kid throws a football at it or whatever, then you can put that small zip tie around it. You don't even see it. So,
oh, nice, man.
But yeah, man, I didn't want to just release like that's with everything I've been doing and tried to always do. Like, I'm not trying to just copy
Right.
everybody who does stuff. Like, I'm actually trying to solve a problem and not just,
Right.
recreate something and make $5 off of it and call it good. Like, I want
Yeah.
to actually improve things.
Yeah. The amount of work you're putting into stuff and how much I can tell you care about stuff. Like, you wouldn't just put it out for fun and just to copy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's too much work to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's cool, man. I hope those things take off for you, and hopefully I can help you out. But yeah, man. So we don't have a lot of time left. Kind of going back to our family balance thing. Like, I timed this so I'd still be able to get out here and put the kids to bed. So I don't want to go too far into it. But I know you said you listened to a couple of my last podcasts, which is we're like totally off the normal subject matter with a guy named Timothy Alberino. Have you heard of him before, that podcast?
No, man, never heard of him.
Okay. Anyway, we got into some fringe topics, I guess I'll say, but they were really cool episodes. I thought it was super interesting. It got really good response. I'm sure some people think I'm crazy, but whatever. Oh yeah, my question for you was this. I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Oh no.
Let's say you're in the woods and you're hunting, right? And you see Bigfoot. Like legit see Bigfoot or some other like cryptid creature, like a wolf man or something.
Yeah.
It's not posing you any bodily harm. It doesn't know you're there. But you have like a easy like 150, 200 yard shot. Are you taking it?
I'm going to crack that thing. Yeah, dude. I'm shooting for brainstem at that point. I'm going to drop that thing. I mean, It's not going to die, but yes, I would try.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately, though, because it might sound crazy, but like, it's kind of fun to think about. Because on the one hand, it's like, yeah, I've heard some people say it's too human that you would feel bad, and I could see that maybe. Or like, I don't know, if I was thinking like, okay, let's say I was out there and I saw a gorilla, not Bigfoot, just a gorilla, escape from the zoo or something. It'd almost be like, do I shoot it or like, do I call the game and fish? Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
I thought it was a bull moose. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd be less inclined to try a chip shot at a silverback. But then again, if you saw a silverback in the Rockies, you'd probably think it was Bigfoot. So,
but I wonder what game and fish would even do, because like there's that recent case in Texas where a guy shot like a red stag or something on public land in Texas that had escaped from like a high fence ranch, and he got the stag confiscated because I guess theoretically it wasn't legal to shoot a red stag on Sam Houston National Forest or something, and they confiscated the animal. So like, would you get in trouble for shooting Bigfoot? Also, you'd be like super famous, but you'd have tons of people like sending you death threats. Like, you know, all the weirdos would just be trying to kill you probably. I don't know. It would just unleash like a crazy storm of crap.
Yeah, man. I've never seen Bigfoot out in the woods. I can say that I've never heard Bigfoot out in the woods, nothing like that. But
I haven't seen him either. I did hear one thing weird one time. Go ahead.
I do think though, going off for like going back to the whack attack, going crazy is like what Tim was talking about. I just think like things like that, like Bigfoot and stuff. It's all just different physical manifestations for intelligences. Like they can manifest as an alien or Bigfoot or.
So you think it's some kind of like
or a skinwalker? It's or
like
orbs,
some kind of demonic spirit or something that manifests as different creatures.
Some kind of entity, yeah. You know, like
definitely could be.
I mean, like all all cultures have stories like that. You know, like the Arabs, they have the Jinn, and the Indians had this. You know, the southwestern Native Americans had the skinwalker, and then the Canadian Indians, and then northern Native Americans, they had the Sasquatch, and then you know the Vikings had the sea monsters and the
Greek mythology.
Yeah, it's like
all of Greek mythology.
Yeah, they all had this one monster, and and now modern day man, we still have our monster, and it's aliens. I mean, that's what I think it is.
Yeah, and I mean, still a lot of people claim to see Bigfoot every year. I've got at least one friend I can think of that's seen one. I've never seen anything like that. I did have a weird experience where I heard something very strange on a solo hunt in the mountains here in Virginia. I heard, and it could have totally been something normal. It could have, for sure. But I've spent a lot of time in the woods, a lot.
And I've never heard anything like this. I was on a solo. It was actually my first ever like solo trip in the mountains here in Virginia, like I said. And I was sitting on a tree stand, and I heard, the best way I can describe it is, imagine if you had like a large steamroller, but like steamrollers are probably only like 4 or 5 feet wide. Like imagine if you had a steamroller that was like 10 feet wide, but not that heavy, like made of wood or something. It sounded like a big roller, like a giant rolling pin rolling through the foliage of the forest, right? Like very, very loud. It was not one creature.
It was down at the ground level.
Ground level, and it was moving fast, and it was gone. It was there and gone in like a matter of a couple seconds at most. Consistent like wave, like and like I said, fast, loud, and like I was surprised looking over in that direction. There was a little hill. It was a little bit of a hill there, but I still remember thinking like it was surprising that I didn't see anything. You know, like any movement at all. Like no move. I didn't see anything. So anyway, that was the only like weird, and it did creep me out.
Yeah, your hair stood up probably, and
yeah. I mean, if I were to equate it to any type of normal animal, the only thing that I could think of that could logically have made that sound would be like at least 3 bears literally rolling.
Tied together.
Nah, they could be separate, but like literally rolling down a hill of foliage. That's the only thing that could make that type of sound. I think, but I don't think it was that because I wasn't on a hill like that. It was the direction it was moving was like straight across.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
I haven't had too many odd things in the woods. I mean, I've heard like, in the mountains, I've maybe heard a noise in the middle of the night that I heard this noise one time in Colorado by myself that I thought it almost sounded like a screeching woman or something. But then again, it's the middle of the night. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I just wake up from dream? I don't know, I don't know what I heard.
Or like a screech owl or something.
Yeah. So I've never had anything too crazy in the woods.
But it can get creepy back there alone. I don't like solo hunting, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, I don't know. I like.
You like it?
That's my highest success rate, man. Solo, I'm like, I do much better. I just feel like I don't have to. I don't know. You don't have to worry about anyone else's schedule or anything.
Yeah, you just go.
You just go.
I can definitely see that. I kind of just like being there with somebody, but solo is good too. I prefer to share it with somebody, but yeah, I mean, I think if you really need to get in and out and like kill, probably solo is the way to go.
But yeah, being camaraderie, talking to somebody at night is very nice.
Yeah, yeah. So you're shooting Bigfoot if you see him.
I'm gonna attempt it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna attempt it for sure, dude.
I'm gonna start asking people. I'm gonna start asking people.
Try. And man, he knows. Whatever it is, knows you're there. Come on, man. He's just playing coy.
Yeah. Unless it really is just like some kind of
leftover.
No, like
dumb. Dude, if Bigfoot's some just dumb ape, man, that's the biggest letdown I've ever heard, man. It's got to be something.
Okay, so you don't buy into it's just like a random ape species we never discovered yet? Like you think it's more than that?
No, maybe there was something in the past that was like that, but no, I don't think that thing exists anymore, man. I mean, You're telling me the hardest core of hikers and hunters haven't.
I know.
I mean, I guess some have heard and seen things, but I don't know.
You'd think there'd be more sightings with the amount of hunters, but at the same time, dude, if you look at like some maps of like some of these wilderness areas and you consider how hard like just the top 10%, maybe like 1% of hunters actually go, and you look at that compared to, I mean, like, think about it. Like, I've been on some quote unquote tough hunts with some quote unquote tough hunters, and you're not going more than like 10 miles in, like max. I mean, there are some crazy guys or whatever that maybe go more, or if horses or something, but still there are some areas in the lower 48 even that we kind of just scratch the surface of. And even then it's only, like I said, it's the top 1% of guys. It's, maybe 25% of the year. So I don't know.
True.
Stuff can slip through the cracks.
But then you get you get Air Force guys, they're flying military stuff over these vast wildernesses between base to base or doing simulation training missions. And they're using insane optical equipment with
FLIR.
thermal and everything else. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, come on, they're guys too. They're 30-year-old dudes that love to shoot stuff. Like if they saw this gigantic heat signature, they're gonna zoom in on it. Like, what is this thing? I don't know. That's my
But
skepticism about Bigfoot.
what if the government already knows about Bigfoot?
Yeah,
they don't
do.
want us to know about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not a physical creature. That's where I'm sticking with.
Okay, all right. So is the bullet going right through him then? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, what
All
happens
right.
when people say they shoot skinwalkers? It like they say it.
I heard one story where a guy said
ricochets.
they shot a skinwalker that was in the shape of a coyote on a Navajo reservation, and the next day this like witchy shaman dude walked into the hospital with a gunshot wound in the same spot.
I mean, dude, I'm laughing, but I mean, it's possible for sure. There's a lot of stuff's possible in this weird world.
I know, man. The more you look into it, it's like it seems really crazy at first if you have no like paradigm, but then like you start looking into it and like you start to wonder, like, I don't know, could this stuff happen? Who knows? Anyway, let's leave it there for now, man, so we can go hang out with our families. But it's been really cool chatting with you, man, hearing about the entrepreneurial journey and bringing products to market, and then a little bit of the fun stuff at the end, man. So, but where can people find you and your products and everything you got going on?
You can just go to grakksaw.com, GRAKKSAW, grakksaw.com, or you can go to the Instagram, but I don't post that much stuff.
Okay.
Every now and then I do. Yeah, those are the two places, man.
Cool. Well, let me know how you do in your draws. Stay in touch. Maybe, if you don't get anything going on mid-October, maybe we can hang out.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Hunter. And maybe next time we can get into the even weirder stuff, man. I'd love to sometime.
Yeah, if you want to, I'm down to do another one.
Yeah, like a Halloween special or something. You come back, you got a couple dead bulls, and we talk about some insane, weird spiritual stuff.
I don't like in any way celebrating Halloween, but we can call it like something else.
Yeah, that's what makes it even worse and creepier.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like it, dude. Let's do a weird one later. So we can just keep these themes going. But all right, guys, we'll definitely check out Grakksaw. He's got some cool products and more top secret stuff coming down the line that maybe we'll talk about later. But yeah, man, thanks again.
Awesome, Hunter. Thank you very much.
Yeah, buddy.
See ya.